Iniquity Imperial Black Ale. Not really a style, but something that people are doing. So I know Cigar City has one.
An emerging style.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to seeing more beers trying to capture that.
Yeah, it's hard to really get a nice hoppy beer with that American hop profile and also
Make it a black ale,
get
make
those
it dark.
big chocolatey coffee notes. But yeah, with this beer,
It's a big beer. It's a 9%.
They use 2-row pale malt, debittered black malt. They kettle hop with Chinook and Cascade. Then they hop back, which I'd never heard of before, but I learned that when they transfer the beer from the boil kettle to the fermentation, to the carboy, or wherever they're going to ferment. They're not fermenting in carboys. They filter it through hops, and they get those really subtle floral aromas that you couldn't get if you put them in the boiling kettle. Just 2 hop.
Mm-hmm.
And they dry hop with Cascade and Centennial. So we should get some big American hop profile out of this. I have no idea how old it is.
Yeah, they don't have a bottling date on them, so
Southern Tier.
Get on your stuff.
Bottling dates. But,
very important. But since it's a 9%, we'll hope that it holds up.
Yeah, I mean,
it should be good beer, regardless of how much the hop profile
even if it's not
is.
fresh, it'll be cool. 9%. So, yeah, they say Iniquity, I'll talk about it as I pour, is that opposing goodness, and they have this 6-pointed star on the bottle, which they say represents the 6 different qualities, or 6 different, what word do they use? Yeah, representing the ingredients. They say water, hops, grain, malt, yeast, and of course, the brewer. Now, grain and malt are really the same thing. You malt your grain, so I think they may be off a little bit with their... They may need a pentagram. I think that would be more appropriate. But, yeah, pours...
I can smell it from here. And that's from it sitting on the table.
I mean, it's definitely not black.
Oh, no.
Reddish, dark brown. Lots of red, though.
Oh, yeah. And you can see through it, so...
It's got a nice off-white head. Doesn't look like there's
see
very
some
much
alcohol legs on it, too.
good head retention on it. Yeah. Oh, but yeah.
It's got a very strong aroma.
Well,
I will give it that.
Let's get a nose on it. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Immediately, I get that dark fruit flavor you tend to get.
Oh, yeah. Lots of really
fig
rich
or raisin.
dark fruit. Yeah. There's a little bit of it lets you know the alcohol's in there. I'm not smelling any alcohol, but you definitely know it's there. And then the hops are really, really blending in nicely with those kind of fruity aromas from the malt. You're not getting any chocolate, any coffee, really.
It's reminiscent of like a barley wine almost.
Yeah.
That big, bold smell.
That's actually, it looks
kind of sour.
like a barley wine. It kind of smells like one too. Yeah, maybe even a little, like bready, kind of like yeasty character.
Oh yeah,
kind of like a red ale almost. But
I still get that dark fruit though.
Yeah, but the hops and the fruitiness of the malt are coming together.
I'm excited
real
to
nice.
taste this.
I have a feeling this sat around for a little bit.
I do too.
Yeah. So, because you're definitely not getting the dry hopping. I would never guess this was a dry hop beer. Just you don't get the citrus, you don't get the resin, but beautiful.
I mean, those are always going to diminish over time.
Beautiful
so,
smell.
Let's get a taste in this.
Okay.
Very smooth.
Yeah, nice, medium body mouthfeel. Coat your mouth.
Lingers a bit. It's not I think it's a little milder flavored than I would have anticipated from the nose. It's got a really strong nose, but...
Yeah, the flavor's definitely a little more subdued than the nose. But you're still getting... I think the most dominant thing is that kind of... That bready, kind of like doughy character. Which...
And kind of
I'm surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like a beer that you could get some nourishment from. Like something a monk would drink when he was fasting. But even maybe... I might go as far to say it's got some Bock qualities, some Doppelbock qualities. Like real rich, hearty malt flavor.
I would be interested to try this when it first came out. Have really strong hop characteristics still in it.
Yeah,
I think it would
you can
add a
tell.
whole new dimension, but it's not bad.
You can tell that the hops have definitely mellowed into the beer.
Mm-hmm.
They're still very much a part of the flavor. They haven't gone away, but they're really integrated nicely into the overall character of the beer. Yeah, nice. I mean, the end is it's really kind of confusing. You think it's going to go the bitter route near the end, and then it doesn't. It totally sticks around, and you really get that kind of yeasty, like
almost a caramel characteristic coming through.
Yeah. They tell it, and I love Southern Tier because not because they make the most amazing beers in the world, but because they do tell you all the ingredients they put on there, but not the yeast, which,
you gotta have some secrets. But we are drinking this as they recommend out of a tulip glass.
Yeah, they tell you to drink
giving us really nice aromas.
They say, and they recommend you drink it at 42 degrees.
Which is a little colder than I would want.
We pulled it out the fridge at the store. It was probably around that there. We walked home with it, and it hasn't been in the fridge since, but it's nice and cool, and I couldn't imagine drinking this any colder. It's probably right around like 47, like 50 degrees.
I mean, since it is a 9%, you do get the alcohol feel in the mouth on the back end.
Oh yeah,
there's lingering warmth from it.
There's definitely a little warming sensation. But I say we let it warm up a little more.
And
Screw what they tell us.
Sip on this for a little bit, and we'll get back to you.
Okay, we're back with the Southern Tier Iniquity Ale, Black Ale.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty,
but not what we expected.
Not at all.
As it's warming up, definitely getting a little bit more of the bitterness, the early edition hop bitterness at the front of the mouth.
I think it smells a little more sour now.
Yeah, there's definitely that doughy, yeasty, kind of almost Bach quality that's really coming through and just getting more and more intense, and it dominates the flavor. I was really shocked by that. I was expecting to get lots of American hop profile and lots of really dark, kind of like chocolatey malt, but it's fallen right in the middle. Everything is really well integrated.
I think it's a really well crafted beer.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that is my favorite to drink. It's kind of a bizarre taste that you're not used to, but definitely kind of makes me reassess what I think of black hoppy beers. I always say that I don't like black IPAs because I just feel like it's total like knocking heads. But this works.
I definitely agree with you there.
Well, let's get the final chug.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Really tasty. That nice mouthfeel.
Oh yeah, it's kind of sticky. Like a little chew to it, So, Southern Tier, nice job. We normally don't think you're that great, but with this,
you did well this time.
You did a very good job.
But get a bottling date.
Yeah.
And as always,
Drink fresh.
drink low.
I'm a soul man.